Okay, we just arrived in Santiago, Chile. Flew in last night. We kind of came from, the way we came was from Salt Lake to Atlanta. Had a nice 2-hour layover in Atlanta, went to the lounge, got something to eat, and then we boarded the flight around 10 o'clock. We flew overnight from Atlanta direct to Santiago and landed this morning. We had 14 bags because we have 11 six-person tents and a huge dome tent because we're putting in a Patagonia base clamp. In the past, a few times when we've come through, there has been a massive customs line as far as the eye could see kind of thing, and it was very crowded. And today when we came through, there wasn't a person in line. We were the first ones off the plane because we were lucky enough to get upgraded into business last night. All the bags arrived, all the bags got checked through, and it was pretty simple to deal with from start to finish. But because of that, what we had done was, and it's not a bad idea for a lot of people, you go from the international terminal when you arrive in Chile, in Santiago, and when you go over to the domestic terminal, you want to make sure that you give yourself plenty of time to get through, clear customs, get your bags, and walk over to the domestic terminal, and then have enough time when you arrive at the domestic terminal to recheck in for the flight from Santiago down to Punta Arenas. Some people come in a few days early and spend a couple days in Santiago and then do the transfer. For us, because we had so many bags, and the two options were to have a tight 2-hour connection, which would be cutting it close with customs, or fly tonight at 10 o'clock. So what we decided to do right here at the airport, we're staying here at the Holiday Inn, which is another really good, convenient thing. We wheeled our cart with 14 bags straight across to the Holiday Inn, checked in. They let us check in early. We spent a little time in their beautiful lobby before we got a room, then got the room, relaxing after the long night flight. And the other option would have been to fly tonight at 10 o'clock, but if we flew tonight at 10 o'clock, we would have arrived Punta Arenas at around 2:30 a.m. in the morning. Then we'd have to go to a hotel and we'd have to spend the night there. So it just made best sense in our travel planning and the logistics to get to Santiago, spend the night here. Tomorrow we'll wake up, breakfast is included in the hotel. We will be able to fly out around 10 o'clock in the morning. You know, it's 1,800 miles from Santiago to Punta Arenas, so we get picked up by our operations manager, but there's bus services or our transfers. They go up to Puerto Natales, where we start, and that's a 3-hour drive there. We figure we'll just spend the day here, fly at a comfortable time tomorrow, make our way down to Punta Arenas tomorrow. We'll fly. It's about a 3-hour flight. We'll land. We'll drive up to Puerto Natales, and then we'll be to Puerto Natales by tomorrow afternoon, and can check out that time, check into our hotel, and get started with our adventure. We're a couple days early. The group comes in a couple days. We've got 19 people showing up for our Torres del Paine National Park adventure. We'll be hiking up in the national park. We'll be taking ferries across to get to hikes, and we'll be based out of the Patagonia base camp. It's a new thing that we're doing where we're building a base camp that we can base out of, as opposed to staying in the crowded refugios where we can control our food and have a private camp for just our guests. So in the airport, we're just kind of walking around. It's a beautiful day here in Santiago. It's beautiful weather, and we're getting ready to start our trip to Torres del Paine, and the Holiday Inn right here. Pretty good way to go, super convenient. Just taking a stroll around outside, enjoying the sunshine.